Morning from myself and from Bear here, who's having a bath because it's always bath time. So Nikita Zaitsev came out and had a little chat with Kyle Dubas. Dubas has come out and admitted he wants a trade. Now, I don't know. I don't know about publicly coming out and saying, yeah, he wants out. Because when you look at Zaitsev's numbers, not fantastic. His first year, 82 games, 4 goals, 32 assists, 36 points. At the end of that first year, the Leafs decided they were going to commit to this young defenseman on May 2nd of 2017. They gave him a 7-year contract worth $31.5 million. So his cap hit is $4.5 million a year for 5 more years. And since he signed that contract, it has not gone well. The first year he played 60 games, 5 goals and 8 assists. And this year he had 81 games played, 3 goals and 11 assists. The offense is gone. The problem is on the defensive side, there's an issue too. In his playoff career, he's played 18 games over 3 years, and he's a minus 10. And there are a lot of plays, and I know he's a favorite whipping boy of Don Cherry, and there is kind of a reason. There are 2 reasons. One, he's not born in North America, so when somebody's not born in North America makes mistakes, they're far more likely to show up on coach's corner. And on the other side of things, he makes some really egregious errors. He does. And I'd like to see him do well, and I know he has told the Leafs he wants a fresh start. I'm not sure how to do this. I would think that between now and the period where you can buy guys out, I would think that they'll look at it and what they can do. But outside of just a straight out buyout and going back to the KHL and rediscovering his game, because I don't know who's going to want that $4.5 million cap hit for a defenseman that honestly is probably going to be a 5-6 guy on almost every team in the league. I'm trying to think of somebody that would say, oh yeah, he's top 4 likely for us, or yeah, it's fine. And I don't want to cast too much shade here because sometimes it's just a bad mix. Sometimes a player just it doesn't work in one location. Sometimes they have one good year and then the expectations raise too high, and when they get moved somewhere else, they're actually seen pretty well. There was an example in Vancouver this year with Luke Schenn, where Schenn's been bounced all over the league, comes in, plays with Quinn Hughes, and there seems to be a synergy between them that the Canucks, I would think, are going to at least look to continue in October. And it's that kind of thing that can happen. Zaitsev could go to another team and just absolutely catch fire and things go really, really well for him. He is 27 years of age. The trick with being 27 years of age means this is probably what you're going to get. There's not a whole lot of upside there, unless you have a lot of faith in your defensive coach. But at the same time, if I'm a general manager, I don't necessarily want to bring a guy in that I have to kind of throw and go, hey, get this guy going because we're paying $4.5 million now for the next 5 years. The other issue that stares you in the face with the Toronto Maple Leafs is that with Marner, with the extension to Matthews kicking in, they got some cap issues. Trading out Zaitsev without taking back money would help them out a lot. Maybe you make a call and maybe you want them to throw in a prospect or a draft pick, and you'll take that $4.5 million off their hands. It's going to be tricky because again, there's 5 more years left on this contract. And while I feel for Zaitsev on some level because every mistake you make wearing this jersey will be magnified. Every time that you go on the ice and something boneheaded happens, the fans, the media will find somebody that they go, that guy did it. And when in Zaitsev's case, he has been finger pointed at quite a bit over the last few years. But when you're paying a guy almost $5 million a year, you kind of expect the best from him. So let me know what you guys think where he would fit, because that's the question mark that's out there. And I honestly, I don't know what team takes that cap hit for 5 years without telling Toronto, okay, if we're taking that, we also want something else. We want something that's, a little more attractive than just adding Zaitsev. And again, then the problem that Toronto's going to have as well is a team may call them and say, okay, we'll take Zaitsev, but you have to take and then it's a bad contract coming back to Toronto, or somebody else that is in need of a change of scenery, and then Toronto's trying to sell to their fans the idea of, well, we got rid of Zaitsev, but look what we got now, and it'll get better. Because, of course, there's been rumors as well since the playoffs ended that, well, Kadri might be out of town. I just, it's going to be a very interesting offseason for Toronto. It usually is now. And I don't know. I'm racking my brain trying to think of, like, where would I see Zaitsev maybe fitting in? And I don't know. Like, Montreal, no, they won't trade him within the division, I wouldn't think. And I wouldn't think Montreal would want to help them out either. I'm trying to think of somebody that you could look at on their blue line and say, yeah. And I know people will say, well, maybe Vancouver, because Vancouver's taken reclamation projects before. That's kind of one of the things Benning has done sometimes it works okay, and sometimes it's a unmitigated disaster. And there's cap space there, as long as you ignore the fact that eventually Pettersson's going to need to get paid, and there's still that Eriksson contract there, and Besser's going to get a raise, and Markstrom's due for a raise next summer as well. I don't know. And those are again, that's just me grasping at straws. Let me know what you guys think. Where could Zaitsev go, or is Toronto going to have to figure something else out? And again, I feel for the kid. I do. But it is going to be tough to find him a new landing spot, I would think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.